If you've been playing Forza Horizon 6 and wishing you had something similar on Switch, this list is exactly what you need. Starting things off at number 1, Mario Kart World is honestly the closest thing Switch 2 owners have to a Forza Horizon vibe on Nintendo's platform. It introduced a proper free-roam open world mode where you can just cruise around, explore, find challenges, and unlock outfits without jumping into a race. With 24 drivers on track and the wild new Knockout Tour Battle Royale mode, this is easily the most feature-packed Mario Kart ever made, and a must-own for any Switch 2 fan who loves driving games. Coming in at number 2, Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is one of the most genuinely exciting arcade racers to land on Switch 2, and it brings a chaotic energy that fans of fast, open-feeling racing are really going to enjoy. The mid-race world-switching mechanic is unlike anything else in the genre, and with characters from Sonic, Yakuza, Minecraft, and more joining the roster, along with cross-platform online play, this one has serious long-term replay value that keeps you coming back for more races. Number 3 on the list is LEGO 2K Drive, and if you want the single game that most closely mirrors what Forza Horizon feels like in terms of structure, this is it on Nintendo platforms. It gives you a proper open world split into multiple biomes, races and events scattered throughout, vehicle customization, and that same satisfying loop of just driving around looking for something fun to do. It is more arcade and family-friendly than Horizon, but the bones of the experience feel genuinely similar in the best way. For number 4, Fast Fusion is one of the most technically impressive games on Switch 2, running like an absolute dream at launch, and giving players a futuristic, high-speed racing experience reminiscent of Wipeout and F-Zero. The polarity boost mechanic adds a clever layer of strategy, where you switch between 2 color modes to collect energy and hit boost pads. And with 10 cups to unlock, 15 vehicles to collect, and over 200 fusion combinations, there is plenty of content to keep you racing for hours. At number 5, Gear.Club Unlimited 3 launched as a Switch 2 timed exclusive in February 2026, and immediately filled a gap for players who want something a bit more grounded and car enthusiast focused than Mario Kart. Set across the roads of Japan and the French Mediterranean coast, it features over 40 officially licensed cars, a full career mode, and a brand new Highway Rush mode, where you weave through dense traffic at serious speeds. For a Switch-style simcade racer, this one absolutely delivers the goods. Number 6 is GRID Legends Deluxe Edition, which arrived on Switch 2 in early 2026 with quality and performance mode toggles, and brought one of the most well-rounded motorsport experiences to Nintendo's hardware. It hits a great middle ground between pure simulation and arcade handling, covers tons of different racing disciplines from street circuits to off-road stages, and the included story mode adds a surprisingly cinematic layer to the whole thing that makes it feel like more than just a race-to-race experience. For number 7, GRID Autosport has been the gold standard for serious racing on Switch 1 for years now, and it remains essential. Running at a smooth 60 frames per second in performance mode, it offers one of the most authentic and varied racing experiences the Switch library has to offer, with handling that genuinely differs from car to car. It covers touring cars, open-wheel racing, tuner events, endurance, and street racing across a massive career mode that can keep you busy for dozens of hours. Coming in at number 8, Burnout Paradise Remastered brings one of the best open-world arcade racers ever made to Switch, and it still absolutely holds up in 2026. The open city of Paradise City is littered with races, stunt jumps, road rules, and online challenges. And the freedom to just drive anywhere and trigger events on the fly is the closest Switch 1 owners got to that Forza Horizon sense of exploration. The Showtime mode, where you just cause maximum carnage, is still one of the most ridiculous and entertaining things in any racing game. Number 9 is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. And if you want police chases, fast exotic cars, and a pumping soundtrack keeping you wired, this one delivers all of that in a tight remastered package. The dual gameplay structure, letting you play as either a racer or a cop, completely changes how races feel and adds enormous replay value beyond just winning from start to finish. It is a pure arcade racing rush that rewards aggressive driving and quick reflexes, and it looks and runs really well on Switch in both docked and handheld. At number 10, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. Built on the surprise hit that was the original, and gave fans more vehicle variety, more track environments, and a more polished overall package when it launched in 2023. Racing miniature cars across giant household environments like kitchens, backyards, and skate parks brings a fun and unique visual energy that sets it apart from every other racer on this list. The track builder mode is genuinely deep, and the sheer number of licensed Hot Wheels vehicles available makes this a dream game for anyone who grew up playing with the toy cars. Number 11 goes to the original Hot Wheels Unleashed, which still stands as a sharp and satisfying arcade racer, even after its sequel arrived. The handling is tight and responsive, the track designs are creative and varied, and racing through environments scaled to toy car size gives the whole game a charming miniature spectacle that never really gets old. If you want to try the series and do not mind stepping back to the first entry, it remains a genuinely good time, with plenty of content and decent online modes to keep things competitive. For number 12, Carmageddon Rogue Shift launched on Switch 2 in February 2026 and brought something totally different to the racing genre by mixing vehicular combat with roguelite progression. Every run through the post-apocalyptic city is a branching path of events, weapon upgrades, and boss fights. And with over 80 perks to stack and 13 weapon classes to experiment with, the build variety feels surprisingly deep. If you want something loud, chaotic, and completely unlike anything else on this list, this is the one that scratches that itch. Number 13 is Gear.Club Unlimited 2, which set the foundation for what the third entry expanded upon, and remains a solid Switch racing game in its own right. It features licensed cars from major European manufacturers, a workshop progression system where you build and tune vehicles to unlock faster races, and a career structure that gives you a genuine sense of growth and progression. For players who want to dive into the series from a lower price point before committing to the newer entry, this second game holds up well and offers a satisfying experience. At number 14, the original Gear.Club Unlimited helped establish the series as the go-to simulation-leaning racer on Nintendo Switch at a time when options were very limited. It focuses on car collection, track-based racing across a variety of event types, and tuning your vehicles through an accessible but engaging performance shop system. It is not the deepest racing game ever made, but for Switch players who wanted something that felt more grounded and car-focused than Mario Kart, this first entry in the series was genuinely welcome when it launched. For number 15, Cruis'n Blast is pure, unapologetic arcade racing energy from start to finish, and one of the most fun you can have with a racing game on Switch when you just want to switch your brain off. The courses take you to wild locations, including outer space and dinosaur-filled jungles. The turbo boosts make you fly across the screen, and the completely over-the-top presentation is a throwback to the golden era of coin-op racers. It is short, loud, colorful, and ridiculous in the best possible way. Number 16 is Team Sonic Racing, which offers a tighter and more team strategy-focused kart racer than you might expect from a Sonic spin-off. The core mechanic of sharing boosts and slipstreaming with teammates adds a layer of cooperative gameplay that feels genuinely unique in the kart racing space. The track design is colorful and inventive, the roster of Sonic characters is fan-pleasing, and whether you are playing solo through the story mode or jumping into online races with friends, it holds out as a polished and enjoyable racing experience. At number 17, Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled is one of the best kart racer remasters ever made, bringing back the beloved original PlayStation game with completely rebuilt visuals, while keeping the deep and technical driving mechanics that made the original so beloved. The drift and boost system rewards skilled players who master power sliding through corners, and the massive amount of characters, karts, skins, and tracks available makes it a content-rich package. It is harder and more skill-dependent than Mario Kart, which is exactly what a lot of players are looking for. Number 18 is TrackMania Turbo, which delivers one of the most unique and addictive racing experiences you can find on Switch by focusing entirely on perfecting your time across brilliantly designed stunt tracks. There are no other cars blocking your path and no combat mechanics, just you, a track full of loops and jumps, and the burning desire to shave tenths of a second off your personal best. The track builder and the enormous variety of environments across 4 different world zones give this game a massive amount of content for players who love precision racing. For number 19, Road Redemption is a spiritual successor to the classic Road Rash series that puts you on motorbikes brawling and racing across chaotic highway runs and bridge sequences. You earn upgrades between runs through a roguelite progression system, and the combination of fast racing and melee combat with weapons like knives, pipes, and guns gives it an energy completely unlike any other game on this list. It is rough around the edges visually, but delivers an extremely entertaining loop that fans of old-school combat will appreciate. Number 20 is Xenon Racer, which blends futuristic anti-gravity aesthetics with real-world car brands in a way that feels unlike most of its contemporaries on Switch. Set in 2030 during a transition period between conventional and electric vehicles, the game features tight circuit racing with a drift and boost system that rewards aggressive cornering. While it is not the longest or most content-heavy game on this list, the handling feels satisfying, and for players who want a fast, futuristic racing fix without going full kart mode, it fills that gap nicely. At number 21, V-Rally 4 brought the classic off-road rally series back to life and landed on Switch with a solid port that covers rally, hill climb, buggy macing, extreme kana, and rallycross events across a diverse global set of locations. The handling model is demanding and rewards players who take the time to learn how each vehicle behaves on different surfaces, and the career mode gives you a full driver management experience to work through. It is the most technically oriented off-road racer on this list, and a great option for anyone who wants something grittier than standard circuit racing. For number 22, Monster Energy Supercross 6 is the official game of the AMA Supercross Championship and gives Switch players access to one of the most authentically modeled dirt bike racing experiences available on Nintendo hardware. The indoor stadium tracks, realistic bike physics, and official team and rider licenses make it feel like a proper sports simulation rather than a casual arcade game. Whether you are chasing championships through the career mode or building and sharing custom tracks, there is a surprising amount of content here for fans of the sport and newcomers alike. Number 23 is Mantis Burn Racing, a top-down arcade racer that might look simple at first glance, but hides a surprisingly deep and replayable racing experience beneath its bird's-eye perspective. The vehicular handling is snappy and responsive, with a real sense of speed and weight. The track variety is excellent across multiple environments, and the progression system through vehicle classes and upgrades keeps the career mode feeling fresh. For players who want something different in visual style, but still capturing that fast driving energy, this one is a genuinely underrated pick. At number 24, Super Toy Cars 2 leans into a miniature toy car aesthetic, similar to Hot Wheels Unleashed, but with its own personality, featuring colorful tracks set across household environments and a full single-player career alongside local multiplayer support. The game is accessible enough for younger players, but offers enough track variety and vehicle options to keep older players engaged for a solid run through the content. It is not the most technically demanding or graphically impressive entry on this list, but as a fun and cheerful racing game with decent content, it earns its spot. Rounding out the list at number 25, Horizon Chase Turbo is a loving tribute to classic 16-bit arcade racers from the era of games like Top Gear and Outrun, and it captures that nostalgic feel with surprising accuracy, while still feeling modern and polished. The vibrant low-poly visuals, the soaring guitar-driven soundtrack, and the simple but satisfying handling model make every race feel joyful and energetic. With a full cooperative mode that lets 2 players share a screen, and over 100 tracks spread across a world tour campaign, it is one of the most charming and replay-friendly racing games on Switch.